Good evening, good evening, good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. And if you don't know anything else on this day, know that you deserve to be blessed. Well, hey. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. It's a Friday. And if you don't know anything else on this Friday, know that you deserve to be blessed. Look, ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, and it's time, and it's time, and it's time, and it's time, right? It's crazy because it's Friday. You know, we got a holiday coming up. Everybody's been a little solemn about, these variants going on and being on lockdown and people not wearing masks and people wearing masks. And, people are a little crazy, with Lil Nas X dropping his baby and all of this other good stuff like that. Look, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight I wanted to come to you all and give you a ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of HIV. And so I thought, what better way to do it than to do it the only way Titan knows how, right? And that's his way, And so tonight I want you to take a moment, but I want you to ask yourself some questions while we're going over this. It's not going to be a really deep dive into HIV, but it's just going to be the basics. We're going to talk about what HIV is, definition, and all of that good stuff. And then we're going to answer some questions, and hopefully you have some more questions for me. But I think it's something that we need to do here in 2021, in September. Did you hear me? It's September. October, November, December. We are almost out of 2021. And I know a lot of you want to be done with 2021, but look, let me tell y'all something. 2021 has taught us something just like 2020 taught us something. Y'all, what it's taught me is that we, in this realm, in this work, and in this advocacy and all of that, we believe that we know a whole lot, but there's a whole demographic of people that are out there that don't know what we know. Hey, Barbara, good morning. I say good morning. Good evening. Good evening, moms. Glad to see you on. So that's the reason why I wanted to do the show tonight, dedicated to HIV. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Titan Capri. I am a Black gay male who's HIV positive. I've been HIV positive for 16 years. I don't say that I'm a guru, but I know a little something about being HIV positive. So we're going to talk about the 101s of that. And then also, too, if you have questions today, let's go. Now, let me ask you something. Since we're talking about all of this stuff, what you drinking tonight? Because tonight, it's a sip, not a slurp. Y'all keep trying to do this with me. Y'all see the has blowed out today? So look, if they can fluid somebody out, I can blow out some hair. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I done got that in. Look, ladies and gentlemen, if you can hear me, if you can see me, like, heart, share, talk to some people, tell some people about me, send them to the page, send them to the Thought to Ponder, send them to Titan Capri. We want to make sure that we get as much information out as possible. We want to make sure that we are constantly giving information and getting information out and doing what we need to do. There's a lot going on in the world, and we think that knowing about HIV is a great thing to do, to know. And so I ask that you go ahead and share the wealth. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're in this thing. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right. Y'all know what we like to do here at Thought to Ponder. We like to clear the space. We like to breathe. Right. We like to breathe. We have to take a moment and acknowledge that your breath is important. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, most of the times, we don't take time to acknowledge that our breath is important. So we want to breathe. We want to breathe. All right. And so what we do here is we take 3 breaths, right? The first breath, I count it out. I move my hands with the first breath so that you know what the pace is, right? It's a 5 pace, a little bit slower than normal. And then on the second breath, I don't count, but I will move my hands. On the third breath, I'm not counting. I will move my hands. But what we will do is when we take that breath and we release it, we're going to make some noise. That's what we're going to do. And we believe here at the Thought to Ponder that if you make some noise while you're exhaling or you're blowing that breath out, that you are letting the universe know that you're in control, right? That you got it. This is you. It's all about you. So tonight, I want you to sit back, get your pen and your pad, right? Let's go ahead and clear the space right now because we want to invite some good stuff in. That's what we want to do. And make sure you got your drink because, you know, we always got to have a drink. Ain't nothing wrong with clearing the space and bringing some good stuff in and also having a drink. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Y'all ready? I think I heard you say that you was ready. So if you're ready, then what we're going to do, we're going to take the first breath. And remember, I'm going to count this breath out, but we're going to take the first breath on the count of 3. All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There it is. There it is. There it is, people. Come on. Where you at? Where you at? Tell me where you at, because I want to know. I want to know. Okay. All right. All right. All right. If y'all there. If y'all there. Okay. 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 Let me see. Hold on. I got sidetracked in the moment. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all please forgive me. Y'all please forgive me. Okay. All right. Whew. Sorry about that. Let me focus. All right. So we're going to go ahead with the second breath. And on the second breath, we're going to take, remember, I'm not counting, but I will move my hands along with it. All right. Are y'all ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And out. Blow that stuff out. Blow that stuff out. Yes, blow that stuff out. I mean, blow it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you should have a little shoulder action going on, a little Tina Turner. We done opened up that chest. We feeling to look good tonight. It's Friday. We got a long weekend. It's a holiday on Monday. And so what I want you to do with this third breath, while you're opening up that chest, while you're letting that breath come in, I want you to think about where you're going to send it. I want you to send it to the furthest reaches of the universe, and I want you to send it to the deepest part of the ocean. However it is that you feel you need to send it, the object is for it not to come back and bother you anytime soon. So if you can imagine it, if you think it, so shall it be. Send it there. Send it there so it doesn't come back around so quick. Y'all got me? All right. And remember, when we let this go this time, we're going to make some noise. Okay. On the count of 3, y'all ready? All right. I think I heard you say you're ready. Let's go with it. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And woo. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all don't understand. Let me tell y'all. when you in touch, when you are in control, you say, oh, that's not going to bother me. I'm not finna play with y'all tonight. I'm not finna play with y'all. What? Problems? None. Issues? None. Situations? None. Why? Because I've dealt with them. I cleared the space and I took the breath and I've dealt with them. That's how you do that. And ladies and gentlemen, we here at Thought to Ponder believe that if you continue to do that, and it doesn't matter how many times a day you do it, whatever is needed, but if you acknowledge that your breath is important, the day will be better, the week will be better, the month will be better, the year will be better. It's all about you taking time for yourself. So take a moment and breathe, okay? Now look, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I like to clear the space and do my zen and yin yang, and nina, and all that good stuff like that. But what y'all also know, I know y'all know this. What y'all also know, y'all know I love to groove. Y'all know I like a good little bit of music, like a little bit, and I do my own little thing. You know what I'm saying? I do my own little thing. So what I want you to do is to come with me, and then let's groove. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I think I heard you say that you was ready. So let's groove. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ready? Oh, okay. Let me see some hearts. Let me see some thumbs up, because y'all playing with me right now. Y'all play. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let's get it. Let's go. Sit it da 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 da. Sit it da 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 da. Zoom da 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 T2P. Check me out. T2P. Check me out. Zoom da 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 T2P. Check me out. T2P. Check me out. Right. Look, y'all. Look. This is what I believe. I believe you do your music the way you want to do it. The music you got inside you, the music you got around you, you do it. It's all about you. Dance like nobody is watching, sing like nobody is watching. You know what? Just do whatever you're going to do for you. That's what I'm telling you tonight. Do what you're going to do for you, because nobody else is going to do it for you. And that's how I believe it. That's how I believe it. Now, for all of you out there that believe, okay, Kat, you better come in on the groove time. For all of you out there that got you a little drink tonight, while we get into this, what you drinking? What you drinking? Tell me what you're drinking. I'm going to say to you tonight that I'm drinking a little bit of Long Island iced tea. Now, some of you may say to me that tonight my drink don't look like iced tea. Don't be sitting up here tripping with my drink. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. Let's get in it. Come on, let's get into some HIV 101. Let's get into the thought. Come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, so tonight I decided that I was going to take a moment and do some things to make sure that I was good to go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you say, Kat? Doc Edge Elixir in my drink of choice? Oh, Kat, I might need a little some of that. I might need a little some of that, baby. Yes. It sounds good. It sounds like yeah, that's what it sounds like. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the thing. This is what we want to do today, tonight. I want to take it back to the basics. I want to take it back to a point of just knowing what HIV is, just right off the back, okay? And so what I want to do is talk to you about HIV, and then HIV by definition of what it actually is. So, Kwame, if you want to go ahead on and give me a little something. All right, y'all see that at HIV 101? Y'all ready? Let's get some 101 in. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have your questions ready, because if there's something that I mentioned to you tonight, I want you to be able to talk to me and let me know what you're thinking, okay? So HIV with Titan Capri. Y'all see? That's me. That's me. That's me. All right, Kwame, go ahead. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Again, just the basics. We want to know the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to start with the definition of HIV. Okay? So if you look at the definition, it's the human immunodeficiency. Now, I'm saying it like that, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to understand. Sometimes some people can't say it really fast, and I cannot. So I'm going to pronounce it slowly. I'm going to enunciate, you know what I'm saying, and pronounce it slowly. It's the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, and it attacks the body's immune system and limits the body's ability to fight diseases. So basically what it does is it gets into your bloodstream and it starts to replicate. It starts to duplicate, right? It starts to replicate and more and more and more and more and more. And basically the job of the virus is to destroy cells or to turn cells, if you would. A lot of people like to say destroy is a hard word to say about that, but that's what the virus is. It's a virus. And normally what we know about viruses is that viruses get into your system and it attacks your system. That's what it's designed to do, right? That's what it's designed to do. So human immunodeficiency virus. I want you to say it one more time with me. Human, you're human, immunodeficiency. So it's your immune system has a deficiency. Y'all with me? I'm going to bring it back. The I in HIV, immunodeficiency, meaning your immune system has a deficiency in it. And then the V is virus. And basically what the virus is supposed to do is to attack the body's immune system. Get it? Immunodeficiency, immune system, right? And limits the body's ability to fight diseases. Because what happens is once the virus is in your system, it attacks your immune system, which your cells are healthy, your immune system, your cells are healthy, so it depletes them because it starts to replicate itself, duplicate itself, right? And to the point to where you don't have any good cells left, right? And then that's the way the virus is supposed to work. A lot of times what happens is that people want to tell you a definition and give you this high level or give you this these big words and all of this stuff like that. Tonight, we're going to talk about all of it in layman's terms. We're going to talk about it like I got a 5th grade education and I'm only holding up 4 fingers. That's how we're going to do that tonight, right? We're not going to play the game. I'm not going to tell y'all supercalifragilistic. No, not all that. Human immunodeficiency, meaning my immune system has a deficiency virus. That's what it is. In 2021, you should know what HIV is because HIV affects everyone. You know somebody, you've been affected by it. Myself, I've been affected or affected by it, things like that. So what I want you to do is to get in the habit, even if it doesn't come to you, even if it's not something that's for you, you at least know what it is. Cool? We're going to do a recap at the end, but I want you to know that's what it is. Come on, shoot me your questions if you have any questions, and I'll answer them. All right, Kwame, go ahead. All right, so now we're going to talk about, we got the definition. So let's talk about what HIV does once it gets into the body, or what we're supposed to do. The next slide. All right, so basically there are 3 stages of HIV, okay? The first stage is acute HIV. And normally what that stage is, basically that stage is, it's the earliest stage. It's the stage of HIV transmission when you first come in contact with the HIV virus, right? And so I'm trying to like change the wording, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, because I don't want to have any stigmatizing words in here. So I tried to take some of the words out and switch them out, but we're going to talk about layman's terms. When you first have transmission of the virus, that's acute HIV. The second stage of HIV, which is the chronic HIV stage, basically is the stage of HIV when the HIV virus continues to multiply in the body. It continues to duplicate and replicate in the body. And then basically you don't necessarily know that you're HIV positive, but you may have some HIV related symptoms, but that's the actual chronic stage. where the virus is in the body doing what it's doing, right? But it's at such a low level that you may not know because you may not have any symptoms. You may have some, but they may be masked as the common cold or something else, right? You don't necessarily know. And in my story or my journey, I didn't know that I had HIV until I got flu-like symptoms. And then that's when I knew, well, I didn't know, let me be honest, let me be open and honest. I didn't know then that I had HIV because why? I didn't want to go to the doctor. I didn't want to go and get tested and do any of that stuff. So chronic HIV, right? And then the last stage, and I know that a lot of people are going to say that we don't want to use AIDS, right? As that, but if you go on to the cdc.gov, if you go on to any of your governmental websites, the CDC, City of Houston, if you go to AIDS Foundation Houston, any of these sites, they're going to tell you that AIDS is the final stage of the HIV infection, right? They even say that it's a severe stage most of the time, okay? And so basically you're looking at the fact that it's the third stage, and which I was at that third stage. And this is why I think sometimes people want to, will say to me, well, Titan, why do you always talk about AIDS? Because that's where I was. I was in the third stage, and my immune system was damaged, right? I only had 4 T cells at the last time before me being admitted into the hospital once I got my labs back. And then everything went south, right? I couldn't keep anything down. I lost a whole lot of weight. I was having night sweats. I was having chronic pain and all of this stuff, right? And I just didn't understand what was going on until I went into the doctor. And here's the thing. This wasn't the first doctor. This wasn't the first visit. It was the third visit. And so the first time something was going on with my blood, they did the test 3 times, and it was negative one time and it was positive another time. And we didn't know what was happening. Then I went to one doctor, and the doctor said there was something going on with my blood and gave me some iron pills and did all of this. And then went back and the doctor was like, oh, wait a minute. Like, you have walking pneumonia. Like, you have, yeah, that's what it was. Not flu. Yeah, it was pneumonia. You have walking pneumonia. You've been sick for how long? And literally I had been walking around with these flu-like pneumonia, I guess. People say flu-like symptoms, but yeah, I had pneumonia. Yeah, and for about 2 months. And I can't blame anybody else because I didn't want to go into the doctor on that part, right? So I thought that it would be great for people to understand what that means, so that we have 3 stages of HIV. The first stage is the acute HIV stage. The second stage is the chronic HIV, and the third stage, which would be AIDS. And then that leads us to our next slide. Next slide, Kwame. All right. So basically, we're saying that AIDS is the late stage of HIV when the number of CD4 cells falls below 200. Okay. So some of you may ask the question, what is a CD4 cell, right? And remember, I talked about those cells, those good cells, those healthy cells that the virus actually gets into your system and attacks, right? And so basically, what we're looking for is that your cells are healthy. And we believe that in order for you to fight against the disease and be able to live a healthy life and things like that, it should be above 200 cells. So let's look at it. So it basically says that a immune system, right, basically has a CD4 count or between 500 and 1,600, right? So 500 and 1,600. So you can understand what happens with that. So you can be at 500 and still, live and do and go and not have any issues or things like that, right? But look at the range between where is that. So I said before that I only had 4 T cells. So I was well within the late stage of HIV, which was AIDS, because I only had 4 T cells. And so what happened is that I had to do some work. The doctors had to work on me, and we had to nurse myself back to health. So now if you look at my CD4 count, my CD4 count is 983. I don't have any issues or problems with that because I have been undetectable for the last 14 years, right? And so my numbers sometimes will fluctuate, but never back to where I was in the beginning. And I'm going to say I'm thankful for that. I work hard to make sure, and working hard is just me taking my medication and making sure that I'm good to go, and that if anything happens, I'm good. But that late stage of HIV, which we call AIDS, is when your CD4 cells, right, falls below 200. And basically what it is that you see it says 200 cells per cubic milliliter of blood. So one little bitty peak, right? When it falls below that, so basically I need to have more than 200 in order to be able to, I don't want to say that you need more than 200 to fight for your life, right? I don't want to say anything like that. Somebody said that it would be to fight for your life. No, not fight for your life, but you want it to be above that, because what happens is, remember we talked about the good cells, right? As they're depleting, right, there are other opportunistic infections that can come along. Remember I told you about pneumonia, flu-like symptoms, night sweats, let me see. I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't hold down any food. I would get sick, and then I would stay sick for a long period of time. And all of these things, right? Because your cells, your immune system has been compromised. And so when your immune system has been depleted of those good cells, which is like, it's the army, right? You come in and I got somebody that's going to fight you. You invade my body. I got some peeps that's going to come at your neck. Right? That's those CD4 cells. But when those CD4 cells are null and void or gone, then who fights for you? And that's the reason why it's so important for you to be in treatment and to take your medication and to make sure that you're doing the things that are helping your immune system and not harming your immune system. I hope I'm not going like way out there. Hoping I'm trying to make sense, because I really want to break it down and have people understand where I'm at and what's going on with HIV. So thank y'all so much. I see y'all in. Keep on giving me them thumbs and them hearts. Y'all share the video. Let people know what we're actually doing. All right, Kwame, next slide. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so I want to talk to you about how HIV can be transmitted through this type of fluid, right? I don't know what's going on tonight. Maybe I need another sip, Wait a minute, let me give you a sip. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So HIV can be transmitted through these bodily fluids, right? Blood. We all know that blood is it's the number one, right? Way that it basically, everybody talks about the blood. It's always the blood, right? Blood, semen, vaginal fluids, rectal and anal mucus, breast milk, and pre-cum, right? Now, some of you probably saying to me tonight, like, "Ooh, Titan, you talking like," no, but I want people to understand. So I've had over the last year quite a few people come up to me and talk to me about HIV, and it's always a sketchy conversation, right? It's always a conversation to where people don't want to say exactly what it is. How can HIV be transmitted? Blood, semen, breast milk, vaginal fluids, right? Pre-cum, and then rectal anal mucus. I don't know why it's so hard to say that. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm doing this tonight, because I think it's detrimental to us to know these things and be able to speak about them freely, right? How is it that we're going to teach and have people know, and we can't even say the word? We can't even talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, those of you who I'm seeing on my Facebook and on my YouTube, and those that are sending me messages and things like that, let me know. Did you know all of these? Did you know that this was the way? Because it's 6 ways. Did you know that was the case in point? Let me know. Come and talk to me. Let me know what's going on. And if you're watching this later on, after watching the replay or anything like that, come talk to me and let me know. Come talk to me and let me know. All right. Come on, go on to the next one. All right. So how can I protect myself? Now, ladies and gentlemen, look, take these with a grain of salt. You feel me? Because this is what they list as ways to protect yourself. Now, I took some, I think that let me just read through these and then I'm going to say what I'm trying to say, okay? How can I protect myself? Number 1, people say don't have sex. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you can and cannot do, but they're saying don't have sex because if you don't introduce it to your body, then you don't have any means of doing that. But there are other ways to have HIV transmitted to you. However, the way that is number 1 is sex, right? Everybody talks about sex. So it says don't have sex. I'm not telling you not to have it. I'm telling you do what you need to do. But I'm also telling you if you do have sex, then get tested and know your partner's status. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I know you're going to say, know my partner's status, right? How am I going to know that? You should be sex positivity. You should have sex positivity. And what I mean by that is that being sex positive means that you are open to talk about these things and know about these things and then talk to your partner, because this is what happens. What happens is, like I said, when people talk to me about HIV and how it's transmitted, people get all hush hush. Oh, wait, you said pre-seminal fluid? Pre-cum. That's what it is. So be sex positive and talk to your partner about what's going on with you and where you're at and how you feel. That's what you have to do. You can't be sex positive, be out here flipping it and dipping it and then you don't want to talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's not sex positivity at all. Okay. And then also too, you can use PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis, right? Notice the word pre, meaning before you're HIV positive, right? Meaning before you do that. So PrEP is the pre. Right. So PrEP means that I am going to take this 1 pill a day that helps me to fight the fact that I could be HIV positive. Basically, Basically, it's a 1 pill a day medical intervention that prevents transmission of the virus more than 90% of the time. Okay. So basically, it's a 1 pill a day. It's just like just taking a pill. Basically, what you're doing is an intervention, right, that prevents the transmission of HIV. So PrEP is good for you. It is a pre, meaning that you're not HIV positive. It means before, right? You're taking precautions before. Now, if at some point you feel that you may have been exposed, right? So there is a PEP, which is post-exposure prophylaxis. So let's say, for instance, you go out, you had a good time, you chilling, you and your baby, you and your hookup or whatever have you, and you think after the hookup or after the lay down or after the beat down, you know, whatever it may be, that you possibly could have been exposed. So we have PEP, and PEP basically works the same way in a sense, because it basically, what you want to do is see the doctor within 72 hours, right? But here's the thing, the sooner the better, right? Look, you think you might have been exposed yesterday, ain't nothing wrong with going to see the doctor today. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? And then basically what it does is it helps prevent the virus from taking hold. So a lot of people equate it to like the morning after pill or anything like that. And so I don't want to say that's what it is, But I do want to say that basically that's what PEP can do for you. If you believe, excuse me, if you believe that you were exposed, then within 72 hours, right? And I want to say to you, the sooner the better. So if you think that you Friday and here it is Saturday morning and you think it's possible, then do whatever you have to do, see who's available, things like that to get you PEP and go forward with that. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, now we know that abstinence, right, is a way for you not to have any type of sexual contact and things like that, right? It says don't have sex. I can't tell you that. That's not my ministry. I'm not going to tell you don't have sex, right? Because we know better. Because if that was the case in point and everybody was not having sex, we wouldn't be having this talk like this. I don't believe, right? Get tested and know your partner status. It's nothing wrong with knowing your status and talking to your partner and letting them know, right? Be sex positive about what's going on, right? And then also get some understanding and some education on PrEP and PEP, right? That's the way that you can protect yourself and make sure that you are good to go, okay? All right, next slide, Kwame. And then, ladies and gentlemen, so U equals U. Undetectable means untransmittable. Okay, so undetectable is when the copies of HIV in a person's blood is so low that it does not show up on a lab test, right? So undetectable, you get that? So remember we talked about the virus coming in and replicating itself over and over and over again. So we can gauge what the virus is and how well it's doing, or excuse me, how bad it's doing, by how many copies are in your blood, right? Now, here's the thing. Undetectable means I can't detect it because the copies of HIV in the person's blood is so low that I can't, 1 milliliter of blood, right? Remember we talked about that before. And then untransmittable means that you are not able to transmit the virus, right, sexually to someone when you're undetectable, okay? So basically, in order for the virus to be transmitted to somebody else, it has to be great. It has to be in a large number. It has to be alive and well, if you would, right? Undetectable means that you have it under control, that you have suppressed the virus, right? And what we talk about viral suppression. And that's what the undetectable is on that. So undetectable means untransmittable, meaning that we've suppressed the virus low enough to where it cannot be transmitted to someone else. Y'all, look, Google U equals U. Y'all look it up. Go to cdc.gov if you want to do that. But this is alive and well. I believe in this as well because some of you out there that are HIV positive, want to live a healthy life, want to have children, want to have a healthy sex life, you can have that. U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmittable, meaning you cannot transmit the virus to someone else. You don't want to take my word for it, look it up and check it out. All right, next slide, Kwame. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that basically was it. We're going to take a little break here. I know Kwame probably going to, he's probably looking like, Titan, it's time. But I wanted to get through the slides, and I'm going to come back and do a recap of those slides. But Kwame, let's go ahead and pay some bills. Rock that beautiful beam footage, okay? It's a Friday. Now look.
So this week, I want to talk.
You are here on the link. That's right.
You mamas, greetings, greetings, greetings. It is
We're going to take a trip down Batty Boulevard and bring you.
Is there such a thing as acting too black?
These are your gorgeous earrings that come with the set. So
Welcome back, y'all. Look, y'all saw that commercial. Y'all see we doing some big things. We're doing some great things. Y'all come on over to Pyro Media and check us out. We got a whole lineup of all kind of people doing all kind of things, making the family great and taking it to another level. Y'all better come check us out. Y'all don't want to miss it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on into this pondering HIV real quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, my pondering HIV tonight is going to be a little quick, right? Because I want to get into the final thought. But I'm going to talk about pondering HIV in the final thought as well. But here's my thing. What does HIV mean to you? That's a question that you need to ask yourself. What does it mean to you? Does it mean that you ignore it? You don't pay attention to it? Does it mean that you should not learn everything you need to know about HIV? What does HIV mean to you? And that's the question. And I ask people all the time, what does it mean to you? Because what it means to me is life and death. Because I'm living with HIV. I'm thriving with HIV. HIV is not me. I'm doing the doggone thing. And I'm good with that. But let's be real. What does it mean to you? You have to respect. You know what I'm saying? You have to respect it. You can't just ignore it. You can't play like it's not there. You can't be out here doing whatever it is that you want to do and not taking care of yourself and not being healthy and not being understanding of what the virus does. You don't even know what HIV means. When I talk to people, I ask people all the time, what does HIV mean to you? Because if it means just a little kicking some sand in somebody's eyes because they're HIV positive, then it's not for you. But this is what I want to let you know. HIV does not discriminate. You can say what you want to say. You can say it's a gay virus, a gay disease, is this, they getting punished or whatever the case may be. But let me tell you, you need to understand what HIV means to you because HIV doesn't discriminate. Young, old, tall, short, black, white, it doesn't matter. So what I want you to do today, ladies and gentlemen, those who're watching and those who are going to be watching later on, and whoever this is right here, I want you to know or ask yourself, what does HIV mean to you? What does it mean to you? Because in that answer that you give, that's how you're going to know whether HIV means anything to you or not. And if it doesn't mean anything to you and you're not cautious or you're not respective or respectful of HIV, then there is no way for you to understand and to be in the moment and be there to help yourself live and everybody else live. Okay, Sheba, too. That part right there. We always want to blame the other person. But your question is, even if you're not HIV positive, what does HIV mean to you? And if it means life, if it means love, if it means peace and blessings, if it means that I'm here for you and we're going to rock like 4 flat tires and we ain't going nowhere, if that's what it means to you, then you are doing what you need to do for you and your partner and your friends and your family and your loved ones, your wife and your husband. You're doing it all. But if HIV don't mean to you, if you don't even want to say the word, if you can't even get out, if you can't even say it out loud, then we lost. It is 2021. How are we still having this same conversation? Ooh, hold on. Oh, I should have bought a Honda and a Testarossa. Look. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, my homework for you tonight. What does HIV mean to you? What does it mean to you? I'm going to come back and ask you next Friday, the Friday after that, but shoot me a message. Put it in the comments. If you want to let me know what HIV means to you, like Sheba did down in the comments, it's me. There it is. There it is. Come on. And let's make sure that we understand what HIV means to us. All right, y'all know I'm not going to go long-winded on that. All right, Kwame, let's go ahead on and get this final thought in because I got a little something on the brain. Whew. All right, y'all. Look, Sometimes I feel that HIV is still new to us. Why? Because it's still new to a whole nother generation, a whole nother demographic of people. You would think that HIV just came on the scene last week, the way that people treat it, the way that people don't talk about it and whisper about it in corners and the back alleys and behind trash cans and all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? The way people just disregard that it is a formidable force in this world that we live in. But this is what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen. HIV, the anniversary was this year, 40 years old. Some of you watching are older than 40. So HIV has been on this earth doing damage and devastating us for 40 years. It is an anniversary of HIV, right? And I know y'all are probably saying, Titan, really? No, but look it up. Google. Google is your friend. Some of us have been living longer. Some people have been living and thriving with HIV longer than some of you have been alive. So HIV didn't show up yesterday. HIV didn't become an epidemic or a pandemic yesterday. It's been that. And people seem to think because now we got medication and we've come so far that we should not respect the virus. We should not respect what HIV is doing to us because it ain't nothing now. But y'all wasn't living back in the day when people were dropping like flies, when people were just dying, getting diagnosed, and 3 to 6 months later, they were dead. And I know it's a different time. And I'm not trying to scare anybody and tell anybody that you should. What I do believe is that we all need understanding and we all need education on what HIV is doing to our community, period. And I struggled with talking about HIV and giving you the 1, 2, 3s or giving you the ABCs of HIV because so many people say this is what we need. Okay. Yes, Titan, talk about it. This is what we need, but they can't even say how HIV is transmitted because they don't want to use the word. Here I come in the room, blah, 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 blah. Well, Titan, you may want to curve that or calm that down. No, my people are dying. My people are sick. My people are transmitting this disease amongst each other because they don't want to talk about it. It's something that you speak of in the corners and, like I said, in the back alleys and behind trash cans. It's something that you speak of after you've done the act. It's something that you speak of when there are issues about we can't even look at ourselves in the mirror naked. So I know you're not going to talk to your partner about whether or not they've been tested or whether or not that bump on their butt or on their piece is supposed to be there. You feel me? So my final thought tonight is, ladies and gentlemen, educate yourself. And I say this to the utmost. I thank you all for tuning in, but I believe that my purpose, the reason why I'm here and I do what I do is because I have to be able to educate. I wish that there was somebody around at the time that I was diagnosed because I was lost. And I'm not going to lie to you. Some people tried to tell me certain things, but their experience wasn't my experience. And so they were trying to tell me from their experience, which was stigmatizing already because I was Black and they were not. And it was totally different for me where I live, where I came up, my social economic, like it took me a long time to understand that I was not dirty and nasty. It took me a long time to understand that I was not at fault for somebody lying and treating and being conniving and doing things to hurt me. It took a long time for me to shake the fact that I did it. I set myself up. The one time that I decided to step out and to be, everybody is out here living their life and doing their things, and I'm still stuck over here in the house, shut up, and I don't want to do nothing. And the moment I step out and I do something, then boom, here I am. And it didn't matter to anybody how I became HIV positive. What mattered to them was that I was HIV positive. And now I was trash. I was something to throw out. I was something they didn't want to talk to. I was something they didn't want to be around. And then I had people that was weird when they found out that I was HIV positive. They wanted to sleep with me because I was HIV positive. And that's a whole nother thing. Ooh, we have to talk about that sometime. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying this tonight because I want you to understand that it's not easy talking to people about something when they don't want to hear it. It's not easy talking to someone or educating someone on something and they can't even say the word. It's not easy for me to stand up in front of you and to get you to understand that you're at risk just like I'm at risk. But because you're HIV negative, you feel that there is no risk. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I used to feel a certain way because there were people that were HIV positive. I don't know if they were I think they probably were in the third stage of HIV. And they passed away. I didn't get a whole lot of what everybody else got, right? And I had that survivor's remorse, right? I was sitting here saying to myself, like, well, why me? You know what I mean? Like, why me? And a lot of times you don't really unpack things like that. Ladies and gentlemen, HIV and AIDS is just not words or letters. It's people's lives on the line out here. In the same way that you won't go to the doctor because you don't believe this, or the same way you won't take your medication, a person living with HIV does the same thing. There was a time where I felt that I could not even stand up in my own family and be accounted for because I was HIV positive. Everybody was looking at me. All of a sudden I had this bullseye on me. You know what I mean? Tonight, I just want to leave y'all with HIV. You can live a long and prosperous and healthy life being HIV positive. But ladies and gentlemen, we cannot pretend like HIV is still not prevalent today. Today. In the work that I do, in the advocacy that I do, I see people younger and younger being diagnosed with HIV, being diagnosed with AIDS, being kicked out of their homes, being treated like trash, being beaten up on their self, committing suicide, doing things because they believe that they are no longer worthy. I want to say this to you tonight. There are a couple of people that I asked to watch tonight just because I figured they needed to hear this, but you are great. You are wonderful. Hold on. I don't know who that is right here. All of you are great. You're wonderfully made. You're supposed to be here. God did not make a mistake. The universe did not place you where you're at just for you to always be in turmoil and to be in trauma and stigma and just. But believe me when I say this, your purpose, you are always purpose adjacent. Your purpose is right here. But I want to talk to those of you who are living with HIV, those of you who are HIV positive, those of you who are thriving, those of you who are HIV negative, those of you who are just living, period. HIV is not going anywhere. And it's time out for us to have these high conversations where we don't dig deep and get down to the nitty gritty or get down to the nuts and bolts. No more of that. So if you come to this channel, if you come to this live, if you come to the Thought to Ponder to get it sugar coated, that's not what we're doing. I want you to take a moment and just know what HIV means to you. Take a moment and understand what it means to the next person standing next to you, what it means to your family, what it means to your children, what it means to your parents, what it means to your loved ones, what it means to your husband, your wife, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, what it means. Because baby, sir, ma'am, it means something to everybody. Believe it or not, you know somebody, you've seen somebody, you've been affected or affected by HIV somewhere down the road, right? Somewhere down the road. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for tuning in with me tonight. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have work to do. We have work to do. It is 2021, and I can't believe that we still have work to do with HIV. 40 years later, we're still at this point. Talk to your children, ladies and gentlemen. Let them know that there are things out there that they need to be aware of, so you don't be on the other side of it. But if you are HIV positive, and if someone does become HIV positive, that doesn't mean that they're dead. It's not a death sentence. Okay? It's not a death sentence. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Y'all don't know how much I love the fact that y'all tune in with me and y'all share and y'all like and y'all do all of those things. I thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Join me next Friday and every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's me, Titan Capri, with the Thought to Ponder. Now, look, I need you to come on and take a sip of the thought with me. Until next time, y'all be easy. Be easy.